guys, welcome back. I know I haven't done one of these tutorials in a while, but today I'm going to be doing not one but two makeup looks using the BH Cosmetics Glam Reflections Gilded palette. This is available on their website. I think it runs around between like $12. It is 15 color eyeshadow palette. Really beautiful, big giant mirror, really nice packaging. I've had this for about 2 years and like just hit pan on a couple of them. This one broke. So I'm gonna do one eye look that's very glam and sparkly, and then the other one just kind of like your basic everyday kind of pretty look. For my eyeshadow brushes today, I'm going to be using the Morphe must-have eye set. Comes in this really pretty like faux leather bag. It retails for about $29. Comes with all these really nice brushes and a little pamphlet describing what brushes you actually get. I really love Morphe brushes, so this was a no-brainer to use for me. So I primed my eyelids already using a concealer. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is kind of a base shade, with this big fluffy brush, and I'm going to set the concealer. Next, using that same fluffy brush, I'm going to go into this yellow shade right here. Tap off the excess. These are super pigmented shades, so I'm holding my brush, as you can see, like down super low, and windshield wiper motions back and forth to build up the color. Okay, I zoomed it way in because I'm going to do just one eye on this and then the other look on this eye. So the next shade that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mix these two together on a smaller blending brush. And we're going to do this on the outer third, bringing it up into the crease, but just a little bit lower than that yellow shade, so you get kind of that ombre effect. And I'm doing windshield wiper motions and small little circles, a little bit at a time, building the color up until it's exactly how I want it to be. Okay, for the very last portion of this, I'm going to mix this shade with this shade on an even smaller blending brush, and just barely, and this is gonna go just on the like very outer third of this eye. I'm kind of bringing it up and out to create kind of that like winged lifted look. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with that original really big fluffy brush and not tapping it into any additional shade, but just with what's left over, blend these so that everything just kind of blends together really nicely. Okay, using a setting spray, I'm going to spray this really flat brush with this, and I'm going to dip it into this really beautiful gold shade. And pat that all over the lid. This is the look that I did yesterday that I was just like in love with. So pretty. Okay, using my finger, I'm also gonna go back into that shade and just, I mean, oh my gosh, guys, look at that pigment. Woo! So pretty. Blend those, Beckett. No. Blend those back together. All right, so I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna put my face on, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up that eye look. All right, so I finished the other eye and put a little bit of my face on. So I'm going in with a flat brush, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did prior, and that is this shade first, the yellow. And this is gonna go at the bottom of the eye, lower lash line. Okay, next, going in with a flat liner brush, I am gonna go into this shade and this dark brown shade and mix them together, and then stay as close to the waterline as possible. Dragging that all the way from the outer to the inner corner. Okay, then I'm going to go in with this kind of angled, a little bit of a bigger brush, and I'm going to go into this shade right here, and basically what I'm going to do is just kind of blow all of this out and soften it. I also really like the effect that that kind of peachy rusty shade like gives when all of this is blended together. Alright, using my Maybelline New York Unstoppable eyeliner in the shade Onyx, I'm just going to go into the waterline and add a little bit of black to the waterline. Alright, to finish this eye look up, I'm going to do my inner corner and then my brow bone, and I am going to go into this really pretty kind of light shimmery gold shade and apply that on the inner corner. Such a beautiful shade. And then take the leftover and apply it under here. I'm gonna go do brows and lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and there is the finished look with a little bit of mascara and brows done. I just really love that gold. Gives me lots of fall feels and was very easy to achieve. So I'll be back in just a second with my second look using the BH Cosmetic Glam Reflections Gilded palette. All right, welcome back. I've primed my lids off camera using concealer, and we're gonna jump right into the look. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, using that cleaned off fluffy brush, tap into this shade right here to just set that concealer in place. Okay, using that same fluffy brush, I'm gonna actually go into this kind of corally shade for my transition shade and apply this in the crease. I'm still holding my brush kind of down further on the handle and tapping off as I apply this shade back and forth in windshield wiper motions. Again, using the same fluffy brush, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and I'm gonna actually apply that shade all over the lid and into the crease as well. Okay, taking a slightly smaller blending brush, I'm gonna go into this shade right here and apply this on the outer corner and up into the crease and kind of drag that out across. So for the very last outer corner shade, I'm using this kind of flat pointed blending brush going into that dark brown, like barely tap it off, because again, these are like super pigmented, and just doing the outer corner and blending it up just a little bit into the... I do want to lighten the lid up just a little bit, so I'm going to take my finger and just tap it in this very first shade and just like tap that onto the lid. I just want to lighten it just ever so slightly. Okay, again, I'm going to go off camera, do the other lid, and I'll come back and have do the lower lash line for y'all. All right, so finish the other eye. Now we're going to do the under eye. So I'm going to go into this shade down here with a flat brush and run this all along the lower lash line. And I just dip off, tap off the brush and just build up the color to the desired effect that I want. All right, next taking this pointed kind of angled, not pointed, angled, pointed like detail brush. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is not the darkest of like the 3 browns that I used, but it's like second darkest. Try to keep that as close to the lash line as possible, waterline. Okay, and then for the darkest shade, I'm going to use the flat liner brush going into that super dark brown. Tap off and run this along here. I'm kind of dragging this like up into the waterline as well, not just like on the lower. And make sure that you connect your lower lash line to the upper lash line, so that you don't want this like nothing and then like separation. It needs to all blend like together very smoothly. Okay, so for my inner corner, I'm gonna mix this shade with this shade using this brush, and that's gonna go on the inner corner, and then kind of do your leftovers underneath the brow bone. Might have to go in a couple times. Make it pop, and I like a really like bright, inner corner. So I will go off camera, do my lashes, and I'll be back. Okay, so I applied lashes, and I used one of my probably the most affordable drugstore mascara that you can find that is going to give you just very kind of dramatic, and that is the Essence Lash Princess with this Maybelline lifter gloss, and mine is in the shade Amber 007, and it smells like peaches, but it gives you just this really pretty color.